Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Discovery Day. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to the Chickasaw Nation for sponsoring Free Family Fun for making these programs possible. But let's go ahead and get started, jump right in. So we're here at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, and our mission is we tell Oklahoma's story through its people. So we highlight the inspiring stories of Oklahomans day after day to inspire future generations. So today we are telling the inspiring story of J. Phillip Kistler. Dr. J. Phillip Kistler, so he was a physician, a medical doctor, was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1938. He graduated with a medical degree in 1964 after receiving an education from some of the country's best schools. He was also a teacher at the medical college. Kistler made groundbreaking discoveries in neuroscience throughout his career. So he made lots of discoveries with the brain. And as a doctor, he helped fight viruses and all sorts of wild things and all sorts of monsters. So today we are inspired by Dr. Kistler, and we are reading Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sindak. So let me go ahead and get my screen switched over, and we'll go ahead and jump right into story time. Like I said, we are reading Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. So let's go ahead and get started. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. He's got a mischievous look on his face. And another. So there he is. He's chasing the family dog. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." And so he was sent to bed without eating anything. So his mom got the last laugh, it seems like. That night, however, in Max's room, a forest grew. So look, he's got trees coming into his room. And grew. There's even more trees. You can hardly see the bed there in the background. He looks very pleased about it. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. All sorts of trees and vines and all sorts of plants. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. So look at him. He's very happy. He's now sailing. Sounds like he's using his imagination quite a bit. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. So he's going to where the wild things are. Looks like there's a wild thing right there. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So there's all the wild things. Till Max said, "Be still." So they were very active until Max tamed them with the magic tricks. What magic trick do you think you need to use to tame a bunch of monsters? So Max stared into all their yellow's eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Sounds like he had a staring contest with the monsters. And he made him king of all the wild things. So after he won his staring contest, Max is now king. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. So Max said, let's go and have fun. And so there they are. They're dancing at the moon, having all sorts of fun. Here they are. They're swinging through the trees, through the vines. Again, it looks like they're having a great time. And now Max is getting even a piggyback ride because he's king. And so it looks like, again, he had an awesome time with his monster buddies. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Now he's feeling lonely. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. His hunger got the best of him. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. What a funny way to show their love. They want to eat him. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. So there goes Max. He's waving goodbye. And he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. So he looks all worn out and exhausted, but he's got his supper there. And guess what? It was still hot. The end. So Max played with all sorts of monsters and wild things in his story. And so today we are going to be making our very own monster and wild thing. And so let me go ahead and show you the supplies that we're going to need. So let me set that to the side. So today we are going to need a paper plate with the middle cut out just like that. We are going to need a bunch of googly eyes, a bunch of assorted sizes. And let me go ahead and spill those out here. So we're going to need a bunch of googly eyes. You see I have a bunch of them. And then we're going to need some construction paper because our monster needs some horns or maybe some claws and some teeth. We're also going to need our glue stick, some scissors, and then our crayons. And so I have my crayons here. And so I think I'm going to do a blue monster today. And so I'm going to use my blue crayon and I'm going to color around this whole plate. I'm going to just fill it in blue. But if you wanted to add like a design to your monster, maybe your monster has scales or wings, you could definitely do that. However, I'm just going to keep it simple today and keep it with a blue monster. And hopefully he's a friendly blue monster. We'll have to see once I get closer to putting his teeth and stuff on, how friendly he looks. But like I said, we're going to get started here with getting him colored blue. Maybe he's a sad monster. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I can't wait to see what kind of monsters y'all come up with. Maybe your monster's sad. Maybe he's happy. Maybe he's hungry like Max there at the end. Who knows? You can do whatever you want with your monster, and I can't wait to see how creative y'all get. But like I said, I'm going to do blue. So maybe my monster is going to be a friendly monster, and maybe he's going to like to eat ice cream with his friends, and all that sort of fun stuff. So I think I'm going to do a nice friendly monster. I hope that sounds good to y'all, but you, like I said, can do whatever kind of monster you want. Maybe my monster is going to be sad until he gets ice cream. That's like the only thing that makes him happy. Not a superpower, because that sounds kind of limiting. He just really likes ice cream, okay? I think some of us can understand that. I'm about finished coloring in my monster, giving him a nice blue look. So, just a little bit left there. Awesome. And then once I get this done, my next step, and I still have my eyes close and at hand, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to use my glue to connect or attach the eyes to my monster. And so I'm going to attach them right here at the top. And that's going to be where my monster's eyes go. And so I'm just going to use my glue stick. And since the eyes are so small, I'm just going to put glue down here and I'm going to attach them just to the body of my monster right there like that. And I think that's going to be the easiest way to get everything attached. I might have to add more glue as I go, so we'll see. But I'm just going to kind of attach, like I said, and we'll go from there and see what I come up with. But I want my monster to have all sorts of different eyes, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So I got the little ones you see. Maybe it kind of looks like he's got spider eyes because he's got so many eyes, you know. But we'll see what it looks like once it's finished. And I definitely can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm just hopeful that he looks friendly, kind of. But we're gonna do just a bunch of eyes in one spot. Say, you could do eyes all over your monster's body. You could do eyes in his mouth. I don't know. You could do all sorts of fun and creative things. And I can't wait to see what y'all come up with for your monsters today. So here we go. I'm just creeping along, adding eyes as I go, filling in blank spaces. That one doesn't want to come off. It's attached to me. Let me see if I can get it off. I'm gonna pry it. There we go. Looks like I got it, but I gotta fix the rest of my eyes. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a few more. Get my monster all eyeballed out so he can see his things, see what he's doing. One of those drifted away, got pulled away. Let's go put it back closer to see. And so I'm just going to keep putting my eyes down, getting this all fixed up, getting my monster looking all pretty. So he's got several eyes here. So let's do 2 more. And I think that my monster is going to be good on eyes. I think he'll be able to see everything. And then I think I can give a final count on how many eyes my monster has. Let's do this one right there. Awesome. So I think now's a good time to do a final count on my eyes just to see how many my monster really has. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. My monster has 17 eyes. So my monster better be able to see everything. Otherwise, my monster might have some vision issues. But I'm going to use this orange piece of paper here. And I'm going to use one of my crayons. I'm going to trace out some horns for my monster. And so I'm going to do some pointy horns. Just like that. That he's not going to use them for to be mean or anything. He's just going to use them for protection, to look scary. Like I said, my monster is going to be nice. And I'm really going to make sure with the teeth, because I'm going to make sure he's got nice looking teeth. Nice smile, so you don't get scared when you see my monster coming, you know? So there's one horn. And so that'll go right there. And I'm going to get this other one cut out. And then right along that one, cut off a little bit of that excess. Awesome. And so I'm going to put that one there. So as y'all see. And I'm going to take my glue again. See if I can get the cap off. There we go. And with my glue, I'm going to put some at the bottom of my monster's horns. Oh, that's a lot. Let me see if I can transfer some of that. Yep. So I got a bunch there. I'm going to put some right here on this guy, this horn. So I've got my 2 horns with their glue on them. And I'm going to stick them right to the back of my monster, just like that. And I'm going to take the other one and do the exact same thing on the other side. Awesome. So my monster has its horns. So the last thing he needs, my monster needs, he's going to need his teeth here in the middle. And so that's going to be his mouth. His mouth is nice and wide. But I'm going to do a tongue for my monster. And I'm kind of going to do a squiggly tongue. I'm going to try to trace it as best as I can on here, but I haven't quite fully decided how I want the tongue to look. Like I said, I just want my monster to kind of have a funny, goofy looking tongue, and I'm going to do it on this orange piece of paper. So I'm going to cut it out, so y'all can see what I'm doing. Go ahead and keep cutting. And then we're going to go around here. Awesome. And so there's part of my tongue getting cut out. So he's going to have a lasso tongue, kind of. So once I get this cut out, I'm going to do the same thing I did with my horns, and I'm going to glue the bottom of it. I'm going to attach it to the back side And then that way it'll be attached to my monster. Ooh, my paper's starting to rip. I'm gonna have to clean that up here with the scissors. Actually doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna take my glue, show y'all. I'm gonna put a bunch right here, enough to make it stick. And with that there, put that piece of scrap off. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna put it right here. So now my monster has a nice tongue. And so with my monster's tongue there in place, I'm going to take my white piece of paper and I'm going to trace out several teeth for my monster. And so I'm just going to trace them out on here, varying shapes and sizes. Again, though, I want them soft and I want them to be nice. So they're not going to be pointy and sharp teeth. I think 6 teeth is a good start. So I'm going to cut these out and then I'm going to see where I am. Say, I'll let y'all see me cut those out as I go. Say, and I'm just cutting out along the lines I traced, not doing a perfect job. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be the same size. My monster didn't have braces, so his teeth are a little crooked. And he's got a uniform or a pretty cool looking smile. So we're going to have all sorts of different shapes and sizes, I hope, for his teeth. But they're all going to be rounded because, like I said, I want my monster to be nice. I don't want anybody to think my monster's mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to do one more. Awesome. So there's 6. There's my 6 teeth. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the horns and with the tongue. And I'm just going to glue the bottom. And then I'm going to attach it to my monster's body on the backside right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and take my glue. And I'm just going to glue one at a time. So I got my first one glued and I'm going to take it. Oh, I put it actually on the wrong side because I want the trace lines to the back. And I'm going to put that one right in the middle. So as you see there now, my monster has 1 tooth. It's got its tongue. So go ahead and flip those over so I know which side I'm using. Like I said, just keep doing one at a time, putting my teeth, placing them as I go. There's number 2. So there's teeth 2. So I've still got 4 more. So this is my 3rd one. And that's just going to go right in there. There's that. I'm going to do one more on the top. So I'm going to scoot those all over. Just a hair. So there's my 4th tooth. So there's that. So I have these final 2 teeth right here. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on them. I'm going to glue them around my monster's tongue. And one on this side. And I think I'm going to do one on the other side of the tongue. And this is my final tooth. And there we are. So there's my monster. Let me go ahead and switch screens over so I can give y'all a better view. Awesome. So here's my monster. There's its teeth, its horns, its tongue, all its fun stuff. But that's all I have for y'all for craft time today. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Discovery Day. I hope that y'all have an amazing rest of your day. And I can't wait to share craft time with y'all next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.